Welcome to the weekend update for Liberty Leadership and Lies with Larry Linton. First of all, let me tell you it's great to be home. Denise has been putting me to work around the house to make up for the 2 weeks that I've been gone, so I'm a little bit sore. Also, I'm dealing with a little bit of frustration right now, having to do with Amazon and their delivery contractors. As I mentioned on previous episodes, we're doing a bit of remodeling to set up the new and improved Goat Locker studio. It has to serve dual purposes now, of one, being a recording studio, and two, being my election campaign office. So I ordered a bunch of furniture the second week of February and arranged for it to be delivered on the day I returned home from my last coaching gig. Lo and behold, only 1/3 of the order was delivered. Out of the blue, the delivery company rescheduled the delivery of the second third of the shipment without even consulting me. They just arbitrarily picked a delivery date that suited their schedule, without including Denise and I in their selection process at all. Needless to say, the company picked a delivery day where neither of us would be available to accept delivery of the second third of the shipment. And the kicker to all this, I found this out while I was standing in the TSA line at the DFW airport. So, as you could guess, my tone with that particular delivery contractor was not a very pleasant one, which in turn earned me a lot of side glances from all the TSA agents at the security checkpoint. I quickly realized I had better bring it down a notch or two, or my next trip wouldn't be on a plane. It would be back to a back room at the airport with padded walls and guards with rubber hoses filled with sand. So I ended up boarding the plane for the final leg of my trip home. When I touched down in Knoxville, I decided to check on the status of the rest of my delivery, the most important piece of furniture, my new desk. The whole redesign of the studio was built around the placement of that desk. Do you want to know what I found out? Well, I found out that the delivery status on Amazon still said that the desk was to be delivered between 6 a.m. and noon that day. Well, I landed after 2 p.m. and there was still no desk. As well, there wasn't any resolution for the delivery of the other 4 pieces of furniture by the other contractor. Like I said, thankfully the first shipment of 2 pieces of furniture did occur, and they were already in the studio waiting to be properly situated. And all of this is not making any sense to me at all because all 7 pieces of furniture are coming from the same manufacturer. One would think they would all be coming from the same spot, but nope. So anyway, I immediately got on the phone with Amazon and explained the situation to Caleb, the customer service agent that answered the phone. Turns out Caleb's a really understanding guy who was very calm, but more importantly, he was very patient with me. He couldn't locate the desk in his system either, but he did contact the other contractor and arrange for the delivery of those items on a day I had settled on. But the best part about all this is Caleb arranged for a significant refund of the prices I paid for all the items due to this situation I was in. Customer service isn't dead, and for that I'm grateful. And all of that is just to tell you all in the audience that the Goat Locker studio renovations are not yet complete. So videos for the podcast as well as the campaign are put on hold for the time being. I do have to cover some local news and events before I sign off though. So that brings me to the annual Second Amendment rally hosted by the Constitutional Conservatives of Tennessee. This year's event will be held on Saturday the 2nd of April. As usual, it will be held at the Sevier County Courthouse and will kick off at 10 a.m. One of the guest speakers will be the great constitutional attorney, Mr. Jeffrey Cobble. Another guest speaker is attorney and executive director of the Tennessee Firearms Association, Mr. John Harris. Longtime listeners may recall that John Harris has been a guest on this podcast. But the third interesting guest is my future opponent, Representative Dale Carr. So of course I will be there, and this should be fun. So for you Sevier County residents, mark it on your calendars and plan on attending. Until next week, this has been the weekend update of Liberty Leadership and Lies with Larry Linton. I pray you all have a wonderful weekend. Stand in the arena with me. Reveille, it's time to wake up.